The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Colin Cowherd says he spoke with Mike Vrabel, and Mike Vrabel would take the New York Jets head coaching job under one condition. We'll talk about that and much more when Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 joins the show. It's a Saturday. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
But I'm just saying here, setting the record straight, this show is about positivity and having a good time and yucking it up. I love this show. I do this shit for free.
Yeah. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jets fans. Happy Saturday. A lot of football on today in both the NFL and college, so certainly enjoy that. If you're new around here, please click that subscribe button and like the video. And as always, join the Patreon. Get in our private Discord. Talk Jets with us. You'll get bonus shows when you join the Patreon, discounts on all merch items, and your name added to the intro. That and much more. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Joining us right now to talk all things Jets and react to the comments made by Mike Vrabel reportedly to Colin Cowherd is our guy Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. Ryan, happy Saturday. Hope all is well, my friend.
Happy Saturday to you too. Glad to be talking some football.
So we got a lot to talk about. Not a lot of it's good, but I will say this. If true, and I have the caveat, if true, because it's coming from Colin Cowherd, I think what I'm about to play should excite Jet fans. So let me set the scene here. So this is from yesterday's Colin Cowherd program. NFL reporter Jordan Schultz was on the show as a guest, and Jordan Schultz starts talking about what he's hearing from agents about the Jets head coach and GM job. And then Colin Cowherd throws a little line in there about Mike Vrabel. Here's the full exchange from yesterday's show.
Woody Johnson, the kids, a little too close to personnel in the organization.
Yeah, so I think Woody Johnson meddles, Colin. He's not an owner that's going to just be absentee. But during much of the Joe Douglas era, he was not there. He was in Europe.
That's
he
right.
was not meddling.
He was the ambassador
with Trump.
Yeah.
Now, that's not a role he has now. So we'll see if that changes things.
Right.
Christopher Johnson's probably more well-liked in that building than Woody. That being said, there are plenty of organizations that will not give their GM and head coach more than 2 or 3 years. They gave Joe Douglas 6. They gave Saleh 5.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, agents, are looking at this that represent coaches and executives and saying, if I get the right type of personality in New York that can withstand that pressure cooker, he's going to have the opportunity to build the franchise the way he wants.
I talked to Mike Vrabel. Mike said, he said, I would take the Jets job. I just don't know who the GM would be. I'd have to like the GM.
That's exactly right. You have to get the GM right. You have to get the coach right. But if you can withstand New York, that's a roster that is built to win right now.
No, it's a real roster.
It is.
They found a left tackle from Penn State.
He's excellent. Olu Fashanu,
Yeah.
they love him. They have the receivers. They have Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. And
They could actually trade down in the first round.
They could. And if you win in New York, if you win as a Jet, you're a legend. I mean, since taking over, Woody Johnson, they have the 6th worst winning percentage since 2000. They have not been in the playoffs since 2010, which is the longest playoff drought in North American sports. So Woody's not a perfect owner. I'm not here to say that. But I will tell you, he is seen as someone that will let you develop the roster the way you want and give you time.
I mean, you hear that and you go, huh. Once again, here's the 6-second cut that I think should excite every Jet fan.
I talked to Mike Vrabel. Mike said, he said, I would take the Jets job. I just don't know who the GM would be. I'd have to like the GM.
Ryan, I don't know where you stand on Mike Vrabel, but he's my number one guy. And if he would take this job and he basically needs to approve of the GM beforehand,
I'd hire Vrabel first and let him be in the process to help find the GM. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm right on board with you. Vrabel would be my top option as well. I think there's an accountability factor that he brings to the table, more of like a CEO role, even though he's got the defensive background. I think when you start talking about the GM, it's like, all right, well, who does he want? I like the idea of bringing him in and saying, let's get someone who you're going to like working with, someone who you think can supply you with the players that you want. One name that kind of comes back to me is Glenn Cook. He's with the Browns right now. He interviewed for the Titans job, but didn't get it when they hired Rand Carthon. So I think, it's interesting that Vrabel leaves the Titans and goes immediately to the Browns, maybe to build that relationship up. I don't know. But that would be a pairing I'd look into. Glenn Cook interviewed with a bunch of teams under the 33rd team. What would that be? Agency, I guess, last year. Mm-hmm. So I think there's maybe something to that.
I just feel like if you look at the Jets' options and where they're at right now, it is so damn important for them to get this coaching hire right. And I'm not saying that if they hired Aaron Glenn or if they hired, Liam Cohen or any of these other, coordinators who've never been coaches before, they wouldn't be successful. But I just feel like the Jets can't afford to bank on someone who's never been a head coach before, learning on the job in this media market with this owner. They need people with experience. And if you tell me Mike Vrabel is open to this job, like, you got to figure out a way to get him, Woody. If you want to be serious about winning around here, if you want to do what Leon Hess did after 96 and he got Bill Parcells, I'm not saying Vrabel's as good as Parcells, but he's the best guy on the market with a resume. 9 wins or more in 4 of his 6 years, 2 division titles, multiple playoff wins, went to an AFC title game, a disciplinarian. He fits everything this team needs right now. They need that alpha personality that could hold people in check and could say to Woody Johnson, hey, Brick Johnson, you're not in the locker room. The locker room is a sacred place. Hey, Woody, let us handle the personnel. Trust us. We got this. Like, Woody will not meddle if he believes in his people. I think that's the misconception. Woody only started meddling, reportedly this year when it was clear he lost faith in the guys he had employed at GM and coach. We heard nothing about any meddling before this year. So I really think that's why you need a coach that the owner respects, and he clearly would respect Vrabel. He'd be worried Vrabel might kick his ass.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like there's just too much of a folding chair or folding table, ness to someone who's just new coming into a role. You hire first-time offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, whatever it is. You got this owner he's never had to answer to before. He's always answered to a head coach. I feel like there's a different dynamic at play at times, and Vrabel has done it before, and he's done it at a high level, and he's definitely, like, from an X's and O's strategical standpoint in game, like, I don't know if there's anyone you could ask for that would be better off the coaching market. And when people get fired, I feel like when I have that, inkling in my head, like, man, that seems like an odd firing. That's a guy that I would be looking at for a second term head coach. And Vrabel's just the home run hit.
How do you feel about the GM search? I mean, they interviewed Thomas Dimitroff. They've interviewed John Robinson. They interviewed Jim Nagy. They've interviewed, or they will interview at some point soon, Louis Riddick. Basically, they're doing their due diligence on guys who are not with teams right now, so they're allowed to speak with them. Out of the candidates they've interviewed so far for GM, does any one of those names intrigue you, and just your thoughts overall on the GM search?
I hope any of the guys that we've interviewed so far aren't the guys that ultimately get the job. I do think it's going to be someone on a current roster, and Glenn Cook's sort of the one I'm looking at. I would love the guy from the Chiefs or whoever, but as far as the guys that we've interviewed, Nagy's interesting because he's got the relationship to the Senior Bowl, so maybe he's got a little bit of a tip of the hand as far as college connections and players to maybe go after. I think Dimitroff brings the most resume to the table. He was able to find a franchise quarterback. I think that's valuable, where Robinson did not find a franchise quarterback in his time. They like made Tannehill work, I guess. But yeah, I guess I would say Dimitroff of the bunch.
I like Dimitroff a lot. I think he did a pretty good job in Atlanta. I mean, we're talking about within like inches of being a Super Bowl champion GM if, the Falcons didn't have the most historic collapse in NFL history. So I like him. I think he did a nice job. And honestly, if you told me they had, let's say, Thomas Dimitroff and Vrabel or Thomas Dimitroff and Brian Flores, I'm good with it. I want guys with experience. I know maybe, there's someone out there that's the next Sean McVay or the next Andy Reid. Fine. I don't trust the Jets to find that guy. Just bring in people that have been good before and give us a chance because there is talent on this team. There's no reason why the Jets cannot be a decent football team next year if they get the leadership positions right.
100%. And you mentioned Flores in there. That's the other guy that I would look at as well. I feel like there's a little bit of vitriol, like leaving the Dolphins. I feel like I want someone who hates the Dolphins as much as I hate the Dolphins. So like that would be a fun pairing. I don't know what you wind up doing as far as offensive coordinator. I feel like if you get Flores, you might have a really good shot at getting McCown in here. If you go with Vrabel, do you think they keep the current structure? Like, do you think Downing continues to call plays because the offense is starting to click? The offensive line with Carter is looking pretty good. You know, the running game is maybe not where you want it to be, but from a pass blocking perspective, everyone seems to be kind of clicking on all cylinders. Do you think they keep that offensive regime intact, at least for a year? It keeps Jordan Travis in another year of this particular offense. And then if you want to pull the trigger on a quarterback in 2026, then you make the decision on offense, coordinator then.
You bring up Rodgers. Obviously, so much of his future is still up in the air. What are your thoughts on potentially bringing him back or moving on? How do you view Aaron Rodgers going forward right now?
I think I'm all right either way. I'm not totally devoted one way or the other on this. I'd like to see him come back just because I think that means keeping Garrett Wilson. I think it means keeping, this core of this team together. You already gave up a 3rd-round pick for Devontae Adams, so you don't necessarily just burn that. Gives you a little more financial flexibility right now. You could go best player available in the draft, which allows you to build the roster for that next quarterback. And I know you don't want to look too far ahead as far as, almost like the Patrick Mahomes year draft where it's like, oh, that next year 2018 class looks so good with Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and all those guys. We'll worry about quarterback then, and then you pass on the good quarterback in this draft. I just think maybe helping the team for whatever they could win this year, and if Rodgers is going to be that bridge quarterback, I think you're only helping yourself in the long term, while also maybe giving Jordan Travis a shot. I mean, I know it's sort of a dart throw with a later round pick, but I don't know. I'd be all right if they decided to run it back. If Rodgers says he doesn't want to, come back and play, that's fine too. But I think 2025 would be a lost season at that point, and I think you might, worry about some of the younger players and asking for trades and stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this live right now, hit the like button and please subscribe to the show. We are doing raffles all month long for various prizes. For every channel membership you gift or for every $20 super chat, you get the number that's associated with what you're gifting and raffle tickets that go into the bucket of champions. We're just 27, I counted this morning, 27 memberships away from another raffle, which if we hit it, we will do it on Monday as we get set for another week of content. So keep that in mind if you're interested in getting a raffle ticket. Super Chats cut the line. This one is from KJH, who says, since Vrabel is only a consultant for Cleveland, can they speak to him now, or do they have to wait till the end of the year? They would have to get permission from Cleveland to speak to him because he's under contract with an NFL team, is my understanding. I think they're going to wait. I don't think they're going to talk to anyone that's with the team until we get to January when the regular season's over.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. They'll cast a wide net, which is I'm fine with them doing all these, different interviews with the GMs and stuff. I don't know if do you think we interview any head coaching candidates that are currently not with a team? Is there anyone out there that you see them bringing in?
That's a good question. I mean, why not talk to Gruden and Rex now? Give them an interview now. Why not?
Yeah. Gruden would be an interesting one. I feel like I'd want Vrabel, but Gruden's not bad.
Well, I'll tell you what. Have you seen some of the content Gruden's been putting out there since he's joined Barstool? I mean, I'm not saying that makes him a great head coach, but man, is he fascinating and entertaining and great to watch and just loves football. I mean, I tweeted it the other day. There's a video of him basically explaining to a bunch of Barstool employees how to install a play and just seeing the attention to detail and his passion for explaining what each person on the offense in this case does on the play. I'd play it if it wouldn't get copyright flagged. It was tremendous, man. And Gruden's love of football is exciting. I'd interview him. I'm not saying you hire him, but I definitely would give him an interview.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it goes back to that, has been a head coach before, knows how to, bring people in, offensive guy, gets people fired up. I feel like the motivation on this team and the football smarts as far as decision-making in game is what is really lacking here. And I feel like the players don't have the respect for the coaches, and it's leaving this weird, nothingness of despair for this part of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're here. Peter Castro's in the house. He says, Raffle, Did you say raffle?
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Oh, did I? It's all in here, baby. The amount of paper cuts I have in my fingers the last 2 weeks doing these raffles, trying to rip up tickets and put people's names on it. It's all worth it for the Asmaniacs. Comments, questions, super chats. I'm curious, Ryan, a couple days removed from this athletic story, what to you were some of the things that stood out? What do you think it means going forward? Are there any positives you could spin it into? Like, hey, maybe since it's open season on the Jets right now, it just puts more pressure on Woody to get these hires right, spend money to fix the problem. I mean, how do you view the ramifications, the fallout, so to speak, from this story?
Yeah, I feel like that story was probably a bunch of half-truths that even if are 25% correct, you have to be concerned as far as like being an NFL fan of your franchise. The part that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me was the whole Madden ranking thing. I don't think that was the determinative factor. My understanding is that they didn't want to take Lazard's contract, but I feel like the spin you could put on it is, well, if we embarrass Woody and the Johnson family enough, maybe they just have to overspend and get the correct people in here. Like, well, you almost overcorrect the other direction, and then, okay, fine, I'll stay out of it. Clearly, I've made this a mess of a situation. That's what I'd ultimately like to see. I don't want to see Woody or anyone else involved with it. I want football guys making football decisions.
I'm right there with you. And I think ultimately, Woody now, it's on him when he's speaking with these candidates to have answers to the questions these candidates might ask, like, hey, what's true with this? Am I going to have you meddling? Is your kid going to be in the locker room? Like, am I going to have autonomy to do it my way? Like, Woody Johnson has plenty of time now because he fired Douglas when he did. And these stories are coming out now as opposed to January when you're actually interviewing candidates, and maybe it ruins your chance to get some of these guys. It gives you plenty of time to prepare for how you're going to answer any questions from prospective candidates that are questioning if you're the right franchise to work for because of stories like this.
100%. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of like a washout period of cleansing the mouth before you go into this head coaching search and everything else. And the fact that Vrabel is apparently interested, depending on what GM we pick, you help us get the GM. Who do you want? Who do you want to see us go after? I'm fine with taking the Aaron Rodgers approach. Like, okay, we get Nathaniel Hackett in here. We're trying to do that. It's almost like the same thing, but for the coaching staff. I think Vrabel's the right guy, though.
Do you think Vrabel would have any interest in Green Bean as GM?
I hope so, man. That would be absolutely fantastic. Green Bean's got an incredible record as far as like draft picks go, especially later on in the draft. Like when we start getting to rounds like 4, 5, 6, it's like, oh man, I can't believe this guy hasn't gone yet. He was like pounding the table for Yeboah from like the 4th round on. So when we got him as like an undrafted free agent, it was just like, chef's kiss. Green Bean got it right.
If you're tuning in late, here's the money quote we are discussing about the Jets and Mike Vrabel.
I talked to Mike Vrabel. Mike said, he said, I would take the Jets job. I just don't know who the GM would be. I'd have to like the GM.
You have to like the GM. Maybe he likes Green Bean. Who knows? Tyrone with a super chat. Get Vrabel and Thomas now so they could start evaluation. Go Jets 2025. You couldn't hire Vrabel now, Tyrone, but let's say you talk to Vrabel's agent and his agent says, hey, we really like Thomas Dimitroff. We overlapped when we were in New England together when Dimitroff was one of the head scouting people in the front office there and Vrabel was a player. That's someone I'd love to work with. Well, then the Jets could hire Thomas Dimitroff and then prepare to get Vrabel once the regular season's over. So you could do it that way, but it does sound like they're just going to interview a tremendous amount of candidates between now and whenever they make these hires official. So I don't know if it's going to go that way. But if you told me right now, Dimitroff, Vrabel, that's the front office and coaching staff leadership, I'm in. Where do I sign?
That'd be pretty cool. Are they close? Do we know what their relationship is? I don't remember when Vrabel was traded from the Patriots. I remember him being salty about it, but I just don't know if there was an overlap during that time.
Yeah. So Dimitroff, like he went from like scout to like director of scouting there. So he kind of like moved up the ranks inside that organization. And then Vrabel was a player there. So I don't know if they like had any sort of relationship other than they both were there at the same time and probably, knew each other from at least on the, just from being in the same building every day.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Dimitroff had left by the time Vrabel had already been traded.
There was overlap there. They both were there at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Castro says they both were seen tongue kissing. I can't confirm this, Peter. Happy holidays to you, Peter. Ladies and gentlemen, super chat from Sam who says Gruden thought Hackenberg was good. Then there was reaching for all those Raiders picks. Gruden as a GM, you don't want. Gruden as a head coach, motivator, maybe would hire a pretty good coaching staff if you look at some of his staffs. That would be exciting.
Yeah. I don't know, because I wasn't Mayock the GM during that time when they went up for like.
He was, but it was
player?
like Shanahan and Lynch. It's like Gruden had final say over decisions, just like Shanahan does.
Yeah. Probably not ideal.
There's a comment here that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed immediately. We will not stand for nonsense on this show. This show is serious 24/7. We never mess around here. Felix writes in, I can't believe the Jets passed up on Brock Bowers. One of the worst decisions in franchise history. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you later.
Brock Bowers, boy. San Francisco University, tight end. Next year, I hope to be a wide receiver.
Ryan, your thoughts on the Bauer boys? Because Olu Fashanu, to me, has played really well at left tackle, and this is not a great tackle class coming out, and I'm glad they have Olu for what I hope is the next 8 to 10 years at that spot.
Yeah, I'm very much happy with the Olu pick. Like, it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback and be like, oh, Bowers is going to be a generational tight end, and go ahead. You know, the Jets are going into this next draft, and they might draft a tight end. Like, that's maybe a little bit irritating, but when you talk about one of the most important positions on the field and a guy that, you know, knock on wood, is going to remain healthy, he's just giving me eerie vibes of DeBrickashaw Ferguson, like the way he's playing. I think he's going to be an all-star left tackle. That's going to make trying to, you know, one, keep Aaron Rodgers upright, or whoever our bridge quarterback is for next year, and our young guy, you know, for the next 5, 6, 7 years. It's going to be it's huge. Absolutely huge. I don't have any regrets with them going Olu over Brock Bowers.
I don't think anyone should, right? Like, like Olu, to me, plays a premium position, and even if he's really good, but Bowers is like great, there's still, to me, more value at having the elite or very good left tackle than there is like the most unbelievable tight end. Like the Raiders stink, and Bowers is having like a historic rookie year at that position. Olu Fashanu playing left tackle has had a clear effect on this offense, looking a lot better of late. Like Tyron Smith cost this team games at the beginning of the year, and it's a big reason why Aaron Rodgers got hurt, because the pressure was coming from Tyron's side. Let's not forget that either, Jet fans.
Yeah, 100%. If we had Olu starting from the beginning and he's playing how he's currently playing right now, I think this team looks a lot different, especially if Downing's calling plays. I think the mixture of those two elements with Rodgers being healthy is the difference we're seeing in the level of play we've seen since the bye week. And I think that's the most encouraging thing. As much as it's like weird to say, oh, I need to see what Rodgers does over the final 5 games of the season or 6 games of the season, and it might sound ridiculous to say that, I do feel like to some degree that puts a lot of weight on where I see this team potentially next year. And right now, if they continue to trend on this direction, especially against the Rams and against the Bills to close out the season, I think you're feeling pretty decent about running it back with this roster.
Completely agree. Mike D's Nuts writes in, when does the bounty start? Well, I have reason to believe this Felix character is actually FM, who's banned for life on the show, Felix Martinez. So the bounty has started, ladies and gentlemen. I have set a goal of 10 super chats of any kind. And if we hit 10 super chats, we will see Felix, a.k.a. FM. See him later. He'll be gone. Sent to the hole. It is FM. Felix Martinez, FM. I know what's happening here.
That's overlap.
Yep.
I feel like that makes sense.
So, look, we're fair around here. If the Asmaniacs want FM gone, the bounty has been set. Have you used the new YouTube feature that lets you set like goals for super chats here? I basically have turned it into a bounty.
That's fantastic. I've seen it pop up, and I'm just like, I'm afraid to click the button because I haven't done the research on what it like looks like or does. So I just haven't used it.
It's literally a target, and it says like set a goal, and I'm like, oh, a target. This is perfect for bounties.
Is it saying? Hold on, I got to click into the stream now. So does it say? Oh yeah, there's like a little dartboard, and 0 of 10. Does it say what ban FM for life? I like it. That's funny.
It needs to be done, man. It needs to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys check out Ryan's channel if you haven't already. You probably already do, but Jets Talk 24/7. Ryan's posting content every week talking about our woebegone football team. As far as this game goes tomorrow, look, I think most of us probably expect the Jets to lose, but I do think there's some intrigue here with the weather being what it is, Rams needing the game. If Aaron goes out there and plays well, I don't expect the defense to slow down the Rams offense for a lot of it. But like if this is like a shootout and the Jets lose, but Aaron looks good, kind of like what happened against the Dolphins, I do think that that would send a message that, we really do got to consider running this back, because it's one thing to play well against Jacksonville and their awful defense, or Miami, a very mediocre unit. You play well against the Rams, and then you got Buffalo coming up. Like, I do think it opens the door for maybe it is Vrabel saying, look, give me a year with Rodgers. We'll draft a quarterback that sits and learns. We'll have that guy compete with Jordan Travis, and we'll figure it out. Like, I still think if you evaluate the options, there is a strong argument Aaron gives them their best chance to win next season.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the way I'd want to go, because it just gives you that opportunity with this young core. And I don't want to see, guys start requesting trades and, wanting to get shipped off. I think you bring Aaron back, you rework Devontae Adams' contract, you reload for next year, and it gives you almost 2 cracks at, quarterback, as opposed to getting rid of Rodgers and then being like, all right, now I'm hitching my wagon to either a down year or, one of a high draft pick in this class. Like, I like the 2 cracks at the, or 2 swings, I guess.
I think that's a good way to put it. Speaking of swings, is it too early to take a swing of Hennessy this morning? The Jets have been killing me.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, the super chats are flying now. Sam says, let's start an FM. Why call a multiple source story half-truths? Well, I guess this is in reference to a comment you made, Ryan. Your thoughts on the half-truths?
Yeah, I mean, sadly, I think most of it's true. I really do. I didn't hear the Madden comment. I knew they tried to trade Lazard for Judy early on. I heard it was for a 4th-round pick. So, I mean, it's entirely possible something happened beyond that. I think maybe certain things get twisted. I think the brick being in the locker room, like against the Texans game, giving the ball to Garrett, that's like super cringy and verifiable. And like, there's too much smoke for it to be like false. Like, I don't know. It sucks. I'm embarrassed. I want to be proud of our team, and this owner makes it very hard to be proud of this team.
You know what it is though? Like, there's context to some of it, right? Like the Madden stuff. Like, is it possible Joe Douglas made that comment? Sure. But is that why the deal was shut down? No. So it's like, yeah, you could verify it, but like you got to have like the full backstory. Like, and you also got to consider where some of this stuff is coming from too. It's coming from people that have already been fired or are about to be fired. Like I saw Zach Rosenblatt said on his podcast, everyone's saying we're only talking to people that have been fired, but we got quotes from people that are still in the Jets building that work for the team. And I'm thinking, yeah, I don't think that you're lying in that regard, but let's also go a little further. You got quotes from people that are still with the Jets right now. They won't be with the Jets in 3 weeks. So it's like a semantics game. Like, they know they're getting fired, so they're going to run their mouth because they have nothing to lose at this point. And everyone's trying to basically bash Woody because they want to make themselves look better. And I think at the end of the day, a couple things could be true with the article. Woody Johnson's a bad owner till proven otherwise. And Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh didn't win enough and deserved to be fired. They had enough time, and Woody was right to fire them. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Douglas and Saleh thing, it just wasn't going to work out with everything that Woody was kind of doing to overstep. It felt like that relationship was probably fractured before the firings of either of those guys.
Yep, he lost faith clearly and should have just fired them at the end of last year, knowing what we know now.
Yeah, I feel like the Rex Hogan firing was probably the tip of the iceberg.
The highly respected Rex Hogan.
I
never forget. So highly respected, no one gave him a GM job or a front office role, even though he got fired in January of last year. Just saying, a highly respected Rex Hogan.
Well, I believe Joe Douglas and Hogan are close friends, like family friends. So I think that was probably like Woody trying to push Douglas to fire that guy, or unless Douglas decided to fire him anyway. It just felt like that might have been the start of like the overstepping from Woody and then everything coming down. To me, the biggest issue here is that I don't know if the fish rots from the head, like how do you fix it? You need someone with a strong enough personality, which is why I feel like you just got to go hard for Vrabel to like reset everything. Someone that's like a proven difference maker, has led men in the past, played the game like at the highest level. I don't know. It's disappointing and frustrating. And
Rick Kent, he writes in, I'm in, FM must go. Matthias says, your fate has been sealed, Felix. Felix is actually FM, so keep that in mind. Also, let me play this because I thought this was a pretty good breakdown from Brian Costello, the voice of reason, Jet fans. This was Costello on his podcast talking about Maddengate.
I'll just tell you like what I've heard and known. Like at the time of the Judy trade, I was told by somebody I trust a lot that the Jets offered a draft pick. I can't remember, it was 4th or 5th round. It was a day 3 pick and Alan Lazard. That was their offer for Jerry Jeudy. I was told Denver preferred Cleveland's offer, which was all draft picks, because Denver just really didn't want Alan Lazard. And go back to March and how Alan Lazard was viewed. He had a terrible year. He still had another year with $11-12 million. I think he had this year coming to him. So it's understandable. I think, from talking to people, would Woody Johnson have made a remark about his Madden rating? Probably. Did he squash the trade because of his Madden rating? No. I think that's where we get a little blurry here is I have a feeling from the way they wrote that the source was in Denver that told them that. It said the Jets told the Broncos that this was the reason. Could Joe Douglas have made an offhand remark to George Payton and said, the owner thinks Judy's not that good because of his Madden rating? Yeah, that could have happened. And that's kind of the telephone game that we play. And then it becomes, he squashed the trade. I cannot see any world in where Woody Johnson squashed the trade because of the Madden rating. Would Woody have mentioned the Madden rating in a meeting? Absolutely.
So you can kind of see how that then becomes this big story, but it's just people piling on and that's the gotcha thing. To me, that's not what happened here. But I think some of the other stuff in the story that the Jets themselves have confirmed is true. That's where it's a problem, and this owner better learn. Saying in front of Mike White's teammates that he sucks in the locker room, and this guy's playing through 6 broken ribs to try and come back and save the season because Zach Wilson was inept that year. That's a problem, and the Jets themselves said it happened because they said Woody apologized for that. The Brick Johnson in the locker room stuff, that's cringeworthy. I agree with you, Ryan. That stuff should not be a thing. But the Madden stuff and people acting like Woody steps in and says no to moves, I don't buy that for a second, because in the same paragraph of the article, it references how Woody brought up John Simpson's awareness rating in Madden. And guess what? They still signed John Simpson. So what is it? Does he meddle and not allow moves to happen? Or he makes comments, but the moves still go on, you have a right to make moves? John Mara was on the record on Hard Knocks saying he didn't agree with letting Saquon walk. But you know what? He let his football people make the decision because that's their job. And seemingly Woody, until this year, did that a lot more than anything we ever heard that he wasn't doing.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's just letting football guys make the football decisions. The 4th round pick and Lazard and them declining it because of Lazard and his contract, that sounds like what it was relayed to me. And I don't understand, I guess it's the telephone game. And he mentions it came from a Broncos source because it said the Jets said that. That's sort of the vibe I got from it as well. And it feels like it's definitely a little bit more twisted as it gets further removed, multiple people down the chain of telephone.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're presented by Underdog today. Promo code Asman will get you a deposit match up to $1,000. I mean, you talk about a day of all days. You got every sport happening today. Whether you're a NFL fan, you got 2 games. Whether you're a college football fan, you got 3 playoff games. I will be checking out a little college hoops later at MSG. They got the CBS Sports Classic today. You got the Knicks in action tonight. There's plenty of hockey. Every sport, Underdog, get your picks in. If you've never played before, you're missing out. Download the app and use promo code Asman when you sign up. Look, we're going to talk with Ryan now. We're going to take some calls with Ryan. Ryan, are you ready for what could be some madness that happens on the show?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gusbuster hotline is open, and first up on the hotline is a guy this channel knows well. He's someone that we sometimes fear, we sometimes love, and we sometimes are very confused by.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he's not on the toilet.
What's up?
Hello, V-Man.
What's up? What's up, Jake? What's up, Ryan? Been a long time no see.
Yeah, how you been?
All right, and family over, sisters over for the holidays, getting everything, doing the last minute, getting everything last minute ready for the holidays.
Where's VPA?
Well, he would be in his nursing home. He can't leave his wheelchair, and this house is not wheelchair accessible.
I see.
So so obviously let's talk some football. With the Vrabel, I'm surprised. Hearing officially, obviously hearing that obviously hearing again that Vrabel is interested in coaching the Jets. As long as we get the GM right, it makes you feel good, obviously. because he is the kind of coach that we need for this team. Like I've said it before, I'll say it again, is that you need that stabilizing presence in this organization right now. That you need it to set a path for stability, accountability, and just credibility. And that's what a guy like Mike Vrabel brings. And I agree with you with this roster. It's that it needs just a little touch up to get it to where it needs to be competitive. It doesn't need some big overhaul. It's not like we need to do a whole full rebuild again. And it's just the question is, are we going to? So we know that Vrabel wants to come here and coach. The question is, who is the GM that he actually likes working with? That is the real question.
That is the question. And what is the answer, V-Man?
I have no idea. Maybe he'll work with Dimitrov. If he won't, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see what type of GM he wants. Well, obviously, we know the obvious one he doesn't want to work with is the former guy from Tennessee. We know that one is a clear-cut no. So anyone else clearly is a possibility.
How much alcohol do you have in that coffee?
I don't have any. I do not put alcohol in my coffee. I'm Puerto Rican. Those two things are kept separate.
What does that mean? Puerto Ricans that never put alcohol in their coffee?
We take coffee very seriously. We do not tamper with our coffee. We take it very, very seriously. I mean, we're 60% coffee instead of 60% water.
You take coffee very seriously. Ryan, what are your thoughts on Puerto Ricans allegedly taking coffee very seriously?
I take my coffee very seriously. I have to have my cup in the morning, otherwise I can't get going. I believe V-Man's the same way. He just drinks his, the good stuff before he drinks the coffee, so that way he's feeling the way he's feeling right now.
Well, no, I haven't touched any of my stuff yet. Because it's still all of it's still sealed. It's all sealed up. It's like, hold on 1 second, because I didn't show you.
Here we go.
Yeah, you can see. So yeah, so you haven't seen this. Ryan actually made these.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, you saw it before, but and then you can see serving size as much as you like. The ingredients, and yeah, you see it's wax sealed on top.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh yeah, no, because I give these out as gifts. Like you can just see the leftover. You see the leftover wax.
Matt says put some coquito in there.
I'm not opening this. This is a gift bottle, so it's like this one's for someone's gift. That's why it's sealed. But it's a seal.
KM2 wants to know: is Brian Flores highly revered in the Puerto Rican community?
I have no idea. He grew up in Brooklyn? I don't think that there really isn't much of a Puerto Rican community left in Brooklyn. It's mostly in the Bronx, and there's still a small section of Spanish Harlem left. Most of it's getting wiped out from gentrification, but there's only so much you can do. But they're doing what they can to fight back.
Jennergy, who's a fellow Puerto Rican, says, "I need some."
Of course you do it. Of course you need something. It took forever. I'll tell you that. It took the hardest thing was not making this, was getting the label, was making the label, because it's AI generated art.
Ooh.
So it took forever to get it. It took forever for it to understand the prompt that I wanted to make it look like old San Juan.
That's very cool.
Well, V-Man, thank you for the time this morning. I'll never forget this call.
Of course. You two both. If I don't hear from you guys again, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and a great holiday season.
Give me a ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
Just tremendous.
That's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, a legend's on the line right now. The great David T is next. Hello, David.
Hi, Jake and Ryan. Ryan, you're very good at what you do, and the more Jets experts that I get to listen to, the more educated I am about the team. So I agree with V-Man on and Ryan on the black. I drink my coffee black. I gotta have my 1 or 2 cups in the morning. But getting to the Jets, you guys are young fellas, and you think you got to get the coaching and the GM right. I'm 68 years old, and I'm in the age category of Joe Beningo and Fireman Ed. But I think one thing we got going for us is, Woody's even older than us, I believe.
He is.
Father Time's just got to do its work. Is that
Yeah. So on the Vrabel thing, and you said about Green Bean drafting. I know he likes tight ends, not in the first round, but if he was doing the drafting this year, in one of the rounds, he's bringing in a tight end or two.
Oh, 100%. That's his position group.
So, but anyway, as far as Vrabel goes, and maybe the first question is, if Woody would like Gruden that much, and they can interview him now. Is that true?
They can interview Gruden now because he's not employed by an NFL team.
So they could actually hire him now if they wanted to.
They could. I don't think they're going to hire any coach until they get a chance to speak with candidates who are employed by active teams. Like, I think even if they think they have no chance of getting Ben Johnson, let's say, to say yes, I think they're still going to wait and try and talk to him.
Right. And yes, and I think I know that's the way it's going to go, because you guys have explained it time and time again. But just hypothetically, if Woody has it in his mind that he wants Gruden, I think that Vrabel's the target, and the other question is, it comes time to interview Vrabel, and they have already interviewed a bunch of potential general managers, and then Vrabel says, "Hey, I would feel most comfortable with one that they haven't even interviewed yet." I'm sure that they would listen to that and try to collaborate and work something out, or at least I hope.
Now, David, it does feel like there are several people in the chat who are concerned with your right eye. How it seems like it's getting redder by the day. It seems like the eye irritation is back.
That's just the Jets.
Could be that as well.
I wear contact lenses, and the bulk of the eye irritation is totally gone. So, I mean, when I had my eye irritation, I couldn't even put a lens in for a while. And, it's really good now. Don't let it deceive you, people. Thank you for asking. But, I'll put my lenses in, and then some of the redness will come back. I do have, I haven't used my drops on it lately. I should start using them again. So maybe that's part of the problem. I lazy manned out and haven't been using my drops. So maybe that'll take care of the situation. But thank you for asking.
Of course, David. Now, this is the first time you've been back on the show in a couple days. Did you hear Bobby Midnight's apology to you?
Jake, because I was working yesterday, and I didn't get to see the show. So I come home from work. I get home like 10:30, and then I've gotten to a point where I got to get caught up on Jake's show. So then that was the presentation there, and I'm not saying it caught me by surprise. It didn't really Bobby. I just want Bobby to, be healthy, and he doesn't seem to be the same Bobby right now, But I did. I mean, he doesn't have to apologize to me. He can, I'll never think any different than Bobby. He's a terrific person. I just want him to be healthy and happy.
Shut up, Dave. I can't stand Santa Claus. Shut the fuck up, Santa Claus. You fucking eye. Oh, look at my eye. Oh, look at my eye.
You seem like you're in a good mood and ready to go for 20 more hours.
That's kind of funny, really, when you think about it. So, yep. So I'm aware of everything, and I wouldn't even consider thinking any different than Bobby. Just wanting to get back to being the old Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the Gusbuster hotline right now is indeed Bobby Midnight. Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Ryan. Hi, Jake. Hi, David. I do want to really apologize to you.
Yeah, no.
So I just wanted, I didn't mean to bring you out. Okay, I'm very sorry. I had to apologize to Craig too for what I said to Craig.
Craig paid you $50, Bobby. Unbelievable.
Well, I'm a capitalist just like you, Jake. So I mean, more than he gave you because I said, you know what I said about him? I said that Craig's lips is stuck to Jake's ass all the time. So that's what I said.
Things
so
got intense the other day. The 4 and 10 Jets are really causing a lot lot of damage to the radio.
But I normally don't step over Jake's shows, which I did that night. I just did.
Hey, Bobby, you don't have to apologize to me. And honestly, I just said to the fellas. It's fun. It was kind of funny anyway. It's great content, and your show's a different format. You have all the people on, and it's a hangout, and you're talking about anything and everything, and having fun in life. So.
Me and you have the same eye problem, lazy lid syndrome. I love you, David. I didn't mean to bring
I love you too, Bobby. I really do.
There it is.
I'm going to talk to Ryan too. Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Bobby?
Haven't talked to you in a long time, Ryan.
It's been a minute. How's your year been?
Oh, much better. I'm feeling much better than I did before. I went to 2 Jet games this year. The Halloween game was great. Noel was
exciting.
Did you see the video with Noel?
He doesn't know who Noel is, Bobby. You can't assume everyone knows.
Go back and see the Halloween video with me and Noel.
I'll have to go look.
How's your dog doing today?
Good. She was outside playing in the snow. We had to. I just got in from snow blowing the driveway. Got like 6 inches of snow up this way.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's freezing up here. It's 0 degrees outside today. So it's freezing up here. So how's your kids doing? I know you have 2 kids now.
Yeah, kids are good. They're fun. This is going to be a very cool Christmas with them.
Yeah.
Shay finally understands kind of like what Santa is, and Ren just started
walking
around.
Right? The little one doesn't.
Little one doesn't really understand Santa. She goes ho 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 and will like wobble around like she's walking now. So it's
how old is she now?
The youngest one is like 16 months.
They grow up so fast.
I know.
My daughter's 18 already. It's unbelievable. See, this is better than Jet Talk, isn't it, Ryan? Family talk.
More soothing. It's less heartburn.
Yeah. Everyone sing along.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Just tremendous. Great to see Bobby and David T come together there, Ryan. That's what it's all about during the holiday season.
It's just, the beautiful thing, people rekindle relationships during this time of year. And that was beautiful.
It really was. Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat from Purple Belt Mike, who writes in, any chance for Will McClay as GM? McClay, Vrabel, Eagles, Super Bowl. McClay is someone that I'd be very interested in talking with. Say whatever you want about the Cowboys. They got talent. They draft really well. McClay's the guy who makes that run there. I don't know. I mean, he interviewed for the Commander's job last year, but he didn't leave. So who knows? I'd talk with him, though. Absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like I had to look up, a little bit about him. It seems like he's been in the Dallas area for like a long, long time. I don't know. I mean, if he wants to move and jump ship, I think you have to talk to him. I like the Dallas team. I feel like the coaching staff and Dak has kind of underperformed more than the talent level's been an issue.
I gifted a membership before. No one had gifted yet. I wanted to get a raffle ticket. I'm not getting one for myself, but for every membership I gift, the person who got the membership will be entered in our raffle. And my membership went to listener Joey Bad. And then as I was checking the memberships here, Boomtown gifted a channel membership as well. And if you hear your name called, First Class Agency, you got yourself a channel membership, and Boomtown has a raffle ticket with his name in it. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. They'll cut the line here, spending a few minutes left with Ryan. Then I'll stay on and get to the rest of the calls. Let's say hello to Ricky NY, who's next. What's up, Ricky? Yeah, Ricky.
There we go, Ricky.
Hey, how's it going, Jake? How's it going, Ryan?
Good to see you, dude.
I like to hear stuff like this about Vrabel because that would bode well for the Jets. And if it bodes well for the Jets, I'm all for it. So that's a little bit of good news. I would like to push back a little bit, however, on not only Allen but a lot of people who have this misconception, I would say, that Chicago is somehow a better job than this. We don't know if Caleb is the guy or not. He might be, he might not, but there have certainly been some bumps in the road with him so far. But I would argue that our roster top to bottom is far better than theirs. Not only that, the goal of any football team is to make the playoffs, and then you can punch your own ticket from there. Okay. If you look at Chicago, the Lions are clearly the best team in the league right now. Jordan Love looks like the real deal. There's two teams out of that division that look like shoo-ins for the playoffs for the next several years. So I would argue that your path to the playoffs is a lot easier in this division than that one. So I don't know how these idiots seem to think that the Chicago job is so appealing when you got two teams that are both light years ahead of you if you step into that job. So that's what I have to say about that.
It's fair. I think, Ryan, when you look at the Bear job, it really comes down to how a prospective coach feels about Caleb, because the division's tough. The ownership is questionable. It's not like you have this like rich history to fall back on there. It really comes down to, do you believe Caleb Williams is a franchise quarterback? And if the answer is yes, some will argue, well, that alone is why you would take that job over, let's say, the Jet job or a different opening. But I don't know. I mean, Caleb certainly had all the hype coming out, but so did Trevor Lawrence, and we see how that's worked out. Like, just because you get that generational label on you doesn't mean you're going to be that good.
Yeah, I didn't really love Caleb coming out. I think that's definitely the linchpin in this whole thing. If you like Caleb Williams, then you're going to want the Bears job more than you would want the field with the Jets and whoever they could potentially get in the future. I mean, one thing you could look at is the Lions. Are they going to be the same team, beyond Goff? Are they going to be the same team once Ben Johnson leaves for a head coaching opportunity? We don't know what the Vikings do with Sam Darnold. I agree that it's probably easier to go through our division than it is through that NFC North. I do think we are a more attractive location because we have the talent here already. It's just a matter of like seeing that coaching. We want a guy that comes in that's confident. And I feel like that's what we're lacking from a leadership perspective from the head coach. And I don't think we're that far off. I think you get the opportunity to get the quarterback you want here while also having a quarterback here to try and win in the now.
I'm right there with you. If you, if you get these hires right, things can turn. I keep coming back to that. Like the Lion job was not desirable when Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes got there. Like the idea that all these jobs are that much better than the Jet job, like they're available for a reason. Like all these other teams go through their rosters, go through their ownership, go through their cap situation. Like there's no perfect job that's out there. So that's where money comes in, and being able to, sell a candidate on an infrastructure they believe in, right? Like Vrabel wants a GM he trusts. All right. Well, you have plenty of time to get the GM search right. You have plenty of time to contact Vrabel through back channels to figure out some GM candidates he would like. Like there's ways to do this and get this right if the Jets could just wake up for once and actually do it.
Oh yeah, 100%. You get the GM, the head coach right, and then all of a sudden this whole ship's steering in the right direction. Like the Aaron Rodgers variable of it all, I don't think he really wants to up and move somewhere else. I think he would like to continue playing, I think if he's going to want to continue playing, he's going to want to continue playing for us. He's got everything here. I wonder how the infrastructure under Vrabel is going to look. I feel like it's definitely going to include Downing and Carter in some capacity, but at the same time, it's his fresh start coming in. Do you want to just clean slate everything? How do they feel about each other in Tennessee? Yeah.
I mean, I understand that Vrabel was with Downing and Carter in Tennessee, but I would really be shocked if Carter was here, even if Vrabel was hired. But yeah, absolutely, man. You gotta nail this coaching hire. You gotta nail this GM hire. But that being said, that with our roster, the way it's constructed right now, I would think that this would be the most appealing job, and we're gonna have no lack of good candidates. All that crap about no one's gonna want to come here, it's nonsense. We can see that already. There's all kinds of people that they're interviewing for the GM job already. So, looking forward to seeing what they do, man. Get this thing turned around, because coaching has probably been one of our biggest problems, and the lack of discipline on this team has been one of the biggest problems. So get that solved, and good things are in store. That's all I got today. Hey, man, it's a Saturday. There's NFL football today. Hell yeah, and go Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky NY with crystal clear internet connection.
I like
Unbelievable. Unreal.
Incredible.
Ryan,
Amazing.
You are an awesome human. Thank you for hopping on. Good to get you back on the show. I know it's been a little bit, but you do great work. Every Jet fan should be subscribed to Ryan's channel, Jets Talk 24/7. Watch him, Matt, Green Bean, Tuesday nights, Talking Jets panel. Plus, they got a ton of other content on that specific YouTube channel as well. So I appreciate you hopping on, Ryan. I know you're a busy guy, father of two, working all the time. So thanks for making some time this morning.
Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it. Happy to talk football anytime.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. Give him a round of applause. Great job by him. Hey, quick reminder, this show's available in audio form, Apple or Spotify. Just search Jake Asman Show, and you can get the YouTube show you're watching right now in audio form. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 memberships from Rick Kent, 10 raffle tickets with the RK name are coming through the pipeline. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rick Kent.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive one ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Pete DiDaraglia, Victory Monday, Axios, Derek, DeAndre Vega, Juju, Brian Rapp, Adrian Rostin, Douglas Welsh, Raziel the Great, all receiving channel memberships courtesy of the legend himself, Rick Kent, coming through for the people. Tom Ace writes in, can Bobby go on the record and profess his love for Santa Claus? I do think that should happen, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. It's probably smart. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Speaking of smart, he's probably one of our smartest callers and our youngest callers. Connor Long is up next. Hello, Connor.
Jake, appreciate it. How you doing?
I'm good, Connor. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to get your thoughts. Obviously, head coach GM search. That's the hot topic. Mike Vrabel. He said it now several times, whether it's Cowherd, who reported it on his show yesterday, or Samini came out and said it, I think a week or two ago it was, on his podcast, that Vrabel would come here if he approves of the GM hire. And obviously, Vrabel, I know he's at the top of your list. He's at the top of my list. But let's say it gets to the point where he's demanding, he's going to come in and take the job, but he wants a general manager who has been less than stellar, doesn't have much of a proven track record. Are you willing to bring Vrabel in, although it means potentially sacrificing, and giving the job to not as qualified of a GM candidate compared to a John Dorsey, a Thomas Dimitroff, or Ray Agnew? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, if you tell me you have Vrabel, let him pick the GM. I trust him.
Okay.
Because he's going to have a lot of say in personnel himself. So you want everyone aligned. Right? And look, if Mike Vrabel wants to work with John Izek, I would say I don't know about that one, but I you know what I mean. Like, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Like, who would be someone that'd be like less than qualified? How would we even know?
Yeah, I don't really think there's anyone out there, because there's head coaches I don't like Steve Spagnuolo's one, who I want nothing to do with him. His run with the Rams, his first tenure as a head coach was an absolute mess. Clint Kubiak's another head coach I don't want. He doesn't have enough experience. And Anthony Weaver, who interviewed for the Commanders job last year, I want nothing to do with him as well. So there's not really the one guy I think who's being overrated recently is Ryan Grigson, the former Colts general manager. Yeah, because he was there. He has a winning record. Don't get me wrong. He has a ton of experience and he has a winning record, but he was never really able to build a stable offensive line in Indy, which concerns me a little. But yeah, I don't really think there's any GM that I'm going to want to stay far away from. One more point here. I was looking into some underrated head coach candidates. I found one and I wanted to get your thoughts on him. Anthony Lynn obviously spent, 4 or 5 seasons, I believe it was, with the Chargers. I think he was like 33-32 or something. Took a team to the playoffs, helped Justin Herbert win rookie of the year, rookie offensive rookie of the year. I believe it was his first season in the league. Thoughts on him? I think he's the running back coach or run game coordinator for the Commanders right now. So would you be okay with potentially taking a shot at a guy like Lynn?
Yeah, look, I value experience.
Mm-hmm.
He has experience. I don't want him as a head coach, though. I don't.
Okay.
I want him as maybe on a coaching staff. Like if you hire a young offensive mind or defensive mind and you want to get, a coaching staff with some experience to help that guy with the transition. He's been a former NFL head coach, but I don't want him as the head coach.
Yeah, I agree. I just think he was kind of an outside-the-box name who's not a coordinator right now. He's a position coach, so that's just the name that crossed my mind. Ideally, Jake, Thomas Dimitroff for general manager, Mike Vrabel as head coach. That's the dream, Jake. I really appreciate it.
Connor, I appreciate it as well. What's on the agenda this weekend? What do you crazy middle school kids do on weekends these days?
Well, it was snowing today, so it was tough to get outside.
You don't play in the snow? No snow
No,
angels,
not really,
snowball
no.
fights? No?
Not as much anymore.
Okay.
Well, starting today, I have a 16-day break from school, so I'm going to be around a lot more.
Are you just doing content every day? Are you gonna try and just compete with Bobby Midnight and have long streams?
Content and hang out with friends. That's the dream and family. And Jake, have a happy holidays to you.
Connor, do you want to go to the Jets game tomorrow? You and your dad?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to make it. I appreciate the offer.
I was going to say, I got 2 tickets with your name on it if you want to go.
I'll get back to you on that. I'll talk to my dad.
Oh, all right. You talked to Mr. Long, who I had the honor and privilege of meeting in London.
Yep.
And you let me know, all right? If you guys want to go, I got 2 tickets. I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked, you guys have like one of those like suite accesses. So if it's freezing, you could maybe walk in there and stay warm for a couple plays.
I really appreciate it, Jake. Yeah, I'll message you back on that, but I really appreciate it and have a great rest of your day.
You too, Connor. Ladies and gentlemen, Connor Long. One of the greats. Open phone lines if anyone wants in on the conversation. Last chance to get in, so please call in. There were a couple of people that were on hold and dropped out, like Purple Belt Mike. Mike, what happened? All right, I know you have some takes. I wanted to hear them, but now I'm not so sure. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. I'm laughing at this comment from Peter Castro. That stiff Lazard cost me $500. I love it. Genergy says, I miss those days. Stay young, Connor. Adulting is not all it's cracked up to be. Peter Castro says, freezing here. So I didn't even know it snowed, to be honest with you guys. I did check the weather, though, and the real temperature right now is 16 degrees with the wind chill. It is cold as brick. It is cold as Brick Johnson, they're saying. Like, that's what we're talking about. Like, we're bricked up outside.
Let's get bricked up.
Unreal. Tom says, VIP access only for Connor. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a guy on hold right now who has caused a lot of controversy over the last couple of weeks on the show. It has gotten to a point where a listener reached out. The guy's name who reached out is Donald Wallace. And he said, Jake, can you do something for me? I hate this BMAC character, and I want to pay you to send him to the hole. Ladies and gentlemen, we will find out if that's going to happen right now.
B-Mac, look at my TV. B-Mac, I love Aaron Rodgers. Jets, go Jets.
Hello, B-Mac.
Hey, Jake. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
I just got I just got a question for you.
B-Mac, unfortunately, B-Mac,
you know,
you're not
guys
gonna be able
like Chris County and
B-Mac, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to ask that question because Donald Wallace paid me $50 to send you to the hole. So, B-Mac, unfortunately, your day is done.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the Sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
It's $50. I mean, I'd be stupid to not do that. I turned down $1,200 the other day for BMAC to not be banned for life. But $50 to put him in the hole? Come on now. Had to be done. So BMAC, call back in 24 hours and your sentence in the hole will be up. But $50, man, I mean, that's like 4 nights of Chipotle right there, folks. Had to be done. So Donald Wallace, you got your wish. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who was on the grill last night. He was barbecuing. He was bracing the elements on Long Island. Purple Belt Mike is up next. Hello, PBM.
Yeah, I feel bad for BMAC, man. That sucks.
Well, look, he wasn't banned for life. He was basically sentenced to the hole for one show.
Yeah, I just feel like you're getting unnecessary hate, but it is what it is. Anyway, are you doing a show on Christmas?
I will probably do a show Christmas Eve, but not necessarily Christmas because I'm going to the Knicks game right after I do the morning show, DNR.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. So Christmas Day, I do a brunch where I do cinnamon French toast, I smoke sausage, patties, I do eggs and all that stuff. So I'll take a video and I'll send it to you so you can see the whole full cooking in action because that's like my biggest cooking day.
I might have to do a show now on Christmas just so we can see this live. I might have to.
Yeah. There's like 40 people at my house. It's packed.
How was the grilling last night? How did it work out?
I mean, I just cooked myself a piece of sirloin. There was nothing crazy.
Yeah, did it go well?
Yeah, sirloin cooks really quick, so you got to be careful. It's like 6 minutes ish, give or take.
Are you inviting BMAC to your Christmas?
No.
Okay. Well, I don't want to hear that people are being mean to him and you won't even invite him over.
The guy won't go to MetLife. He's not going to go to my house, which is 2 hours further.
Fair point.
Yeah. Yep.
Wrong verb writes in, Jake, how much to ban the guy who banned BMAC? Man, this is tough because Donald Wallace is a good guy. Wrong verb. $50. No, I was kidding.
But I love Vrabel. I want Vrabel and I want Will McClay. That's what I want.
Will McClay and Mike Vrabel. I have no idea if Mike Vrabel likes Will McClay, but I like the idea of it.
I did some research on him, and he's really behind most of the personnel decisions, not Jerry.
Yeah,
He's really like the guy
he runs their draft.
scouting.
He's the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. So if we can get him out, and he did interview for the, like you said, for the Commanders, so maybe he's looking to jump ship. I don't know, but pay him whatever it takes. What's like the salary for coaches? 12 million or something like that? Like the average, right?
Yeah, that's probably a little more for a first. Vrabel's going to make. I mean, look what Sean Payton made. Like you're gonna have to pay Mike Vrabel probably at least $15 million a year.
I'm saying double it. Let's pay him 30 then. Make him so he can't leave. Let's give him a 4-year deal, 30 million
a year.
Why not? It's not my money.
I mean, it's not my money either. Well, he wants to do that. What do I? Yeah, fine. I don't care.
Let him do it.
I don't think it's going to be that, but I do think Woody's going to have to pay a lot to get him. And you know what? That, to be fair to Woody, that has not been the issue. He has paid guys a lot of money, and and he pays guys 5-6 year contracts, which, as we played in the clip at the top of the show, agents look at that and love that because a lot of teams only go up to 3 years, and the Jets were willing to go to 5 or 6 in some cases.
Yeah, give him a 6-year deal. Same thing with Will. Let's do it.
I'm in.
All right,
Mike,
Merry
enjoy
Christmas,
the
everybody.
sausage. We know you're a big sausage guy.
I love smoked sausage.
Me too.
Love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Belt Mike, one of the greats. Good to see Mike wearing Jets gear. Back-to-back days. Remember he said he'd never wear it again? This man's addicted. M. Villette says, BMAC entertainment value greater than $50. Look, $50 is a lot of money, though, M. Villette. All right, in this economy? Larry writes in, I would pay 10 times that amount to not coach the Jets. I'll tell you what. Donald Wallace, I think, made a smart investment. All right? And I think for BMAC's sake, this is the best thing to happen for him. He's become a martyr now. The chat has sympathy for BMAC. This is Dave Brigga's worst nightmare. So Donald Wallace got what he wants. I'm a Capelfish, so I got what I wanted. And now BMAC is a martyr. People love BMAC now in the chat. He's a sympathetic figure. People are like, how could someone, a grown man, pay $50 to send BMAC away? One Punch Dave Brigga is disgusted with some of you now. He is disgusted. Dave Brigga's worst nightmare is the chat wanting more BMAC. And it sounds like that's what's happening. Jets Johnny just wrote free BMAC. Gator says, in all fairness, the BMAC call was about to end anyway due to dog shit Wi-Fi. You're not wrong. So I think BMAC, if he takes a step back and he looks at it, this is a good thing, a very good thing. Smoke Champ says, man spent $50 to block another man. You know he sits the pig. It's a fair point. Dave Brigga's worst nightmare is playing out in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Joining us right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a guy who, when he calls in, you never know where the conversation is headed. SEAL Team 75, assemble.
The Clapping Seals, they're alive and well in the chat. What's up, Jake? How are you?
Hello, Gary.
Hello, Jacob. Good day to you.
Good day.
A couple of things. $50. You can kick me in, you can put me in a hole for $50. Like, I would tell you to do it. Like, if I was, you said, Gary, can I put you in a hole for 50? I was like, I would do it for half that. What does YouTube take? 30%?
They take 30%, and this was a Venmo, so this was straight $50
straight
cash.
Yeah,
straight cash, homie.
Throw me in the hole. If it, net profit to you 20, throw me in the hole for the day. What do you have to lose by doing it?
Well, I'll tell you what. I just put my Venmo in the chat. It's Jake-Asman. If someone sends me 50 right now, we'll see you later.
You can throw me in a hole. I would advise you to throw me in a hole for $50. I would do it for 20.
$20 and you'd go to the hole?
You want to throw $20 profit to you. So
Okay.
27 if it's a super chat, or because I take 30 out, set 30% out.
Well, I'm closely monitoring my Venmo right now, and if someone pays me, the equivalency of $20, I mean, we'll see you later, Gary.
My dog wants in on the combo.
There are some days I would throw you in the hole for free.
I know. So you would definitely do it for 20, right?
Yeah, $20, 100%.
Yeah, that you can get dinner for that. I don't know about New York City, but most places you can get dinner
for $20 in New York City.
I said probably not New York City.
You can get half an app with that, depending on where you go.
There you go. Well, all right, that's something.
Now, we do have to get to the bottom of something, though. Yesterday, a different Gary called in, and I confused him for Gary B. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a meeting of the minds to occur.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
What's up, Gary?
What up, Gary B? How you doing,
Hey.
my man?
Good. I just went to the grocery store, and I
There you go. You got some butter.
Yeah.
You should get some butter.
So I wanted to clarify a couple things because I said carbs and protein are 4 calories per gram, and then
They're
fat
not.
is 8.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are.
No.
Okay,
I thought
so-
you said fat and carbs. Never mind. You're right.
No,
Yeah.
no.
And
So
protein is 9. It's 9, not 8.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Like a lot of the stuff, it's a little bit like, a little out there, like random studies, but like Bobby, like I think the case was just more for Bobby because he is he needs to lose weight, And when you say and the calories in, calories out is absolutely true when you're trying to lose weight. People's maintenance calories are different. Like if you and I both eat 3,000 calories, different shit's gonna happen, and you do need different type of nutrients. Got it. Like all that stuff was fine. I understand, but like when it comes down to weight loss, that's all it is. That's all it is.
No,
like if you
wrong.
record what you eat for like 2 weeks, right? Using MyFitnessPal or the MyPlate app, whatever it is, and you find out what you're eating and you average those calories. You take off 250 to 500 calories. I guarantee you're going to lose weight. And what you're talking about is like more of like how you feel about like all the shit. Like sure, like bloating and things can happen when you eat a shitload of like vegetables or something, or different. Your body's going to react differently. Everyone's got a different like microbiome, gut microbiome and stuff. But ultimately, when it comes down to fat loss, that's all it is. And I'll let you rebut.
No, I can debunk that right now, right? I'm going to prove it's not calories in, calories out, right? Now, weigh yourself. I'll debunk this in 30 seconds. Weigh yourself right now, okay? Drink a gallon of water. How many calories are in a gallon of water?
It's water weight.
Right, so 0, right? Then
Okay,
weigh yourself
yes.
again. You have gained weight, so you would have consumed no calories and gained weight.
That's such short term. That's such short term.
You just gained weight without consuming any calories. Now, 2, I'll debunk this again. Okay, does fiber have calories?
Yeah. No. Okay. Does fiber have calories?
Yeah.
No. Fiber doesn't have calories.
Fiber has calories, and you can.
Fiber doesn't have
access it. You can't access fiber. You can't access any of the nutrients in fiber because you don't have cellulose, right? So eating fiber actually blocks nutrients. So you can't access it, but you consumed it. So no, fiber. Sure. It's not calories in, calories out. Your body isn't a burner where you just throw things in it and it burns it. Your body is a chemical factory, right? And the different things you put in it makes your body react differently. So a pound or 300 calories of a carbohydrate and 300 calories of steak are not the same thing, and your body's going to respond very, very,
100%,
differently to
100%. Because when you eat 3,000 calories, right, you demolish a bag of chips. It's not satiating. So what you're talking about is eating protein. If you eat a steak and you're satiated, you're not like I've never met one person that be like, man, how'd you get so big? And like, man, fucking broccoli and oranges, man. You can't put them down and.
For sure, oranges. Like oranges are loaded with sugar. You'll get real fat if you eat a bunch of oranges.
But it has fiber. Still, either way, like I guarantee you, like when you could like make yourself sick eating fruit, and you're not gonna like gain a shitload of weight. You know, it's the people
no, you got that backwards. You can make yourself sick eating butter, and you won't get gain weight
because there's
if you get yourself sick eating oranges, you'll get a ton of weight.
Because a fucking tablespoon of butter has 100 calories. That's why. Like, you eat a stick of butter, right? That's fucking 800 calories.
It's not. How do you absorb fat? How do you absorb fat? Through bile, right? Your body breaks bile.
Yeah,
and your bile breaks down the fat.
Yeah, right. Your body breaks it down.
Your body. You really can't overeat fat. If you're just eating fat, like butter's almost all fat, you really can't overeat it. You could. You'd have to like throw up and then keep eating more and more and throw up. You'd have to eat so much butter. But that's basically what you can't overeat fat. You can overeat carbohydrates though. That's very simple to do. And And protein, you get calories from protein too. You don't burn proteins. Protein is the building block for every molecule in your body. So you don't even burn protein. So if you're taking in all protein, you're not burning that at all because your body doesn't burn protein. It burns fat and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates first and then fat.
All right. Well, who else is on?
Bobby.
Bobby?
Oh,
what's up, Bobby?
Jake, I got a question for you. See the guy in the middle? He used 3 curse words. You haven't put the foul language. It's a family show. You haven't done it. Is he special?
Sorry, Bobby. I'm not.
No, you're not supposed to curse on the show because
got it.
It's a family show.
I love you. I love you, Bobby. Don't be the hallway monitor, man.
No. Gary B is wrong. I feel great. Gary's diet's working for me, so don't. mind your business, okay?
All right.
Okay,
All right, Bobby.
it's working
Best
for
of luck.
me.
Best of luck to you, Bobby.
Okay, it's working for me, okay? Just drop it, okay?
Okay.
Gary's an awesome guy. I don't know you, so...
Oh, Gary called me an idiot yesterday, which is why I called back in today, Bobby.
And you
That's
called
it.
me an
Well,
idiot the day before.
I said it was crazy. I said it was crazy.
Before, so you started it,
What
so
it is.
he's gonna finish it, you know?
Okay,
Are
Bobby.
you from New York, Gary B?
I am.
Oh, you're a tough guy. What part of New York are you from?
I'm not really a tough guy. I'm actually, I grew up on Long Island in Nassau County, moved up to Albany, and I'm out here.
Yeah,
in,
tough guy behind the, when you type in the chat, you're a tough guy, right?
What? Dude, I barely message in chat. The first time I messaged in chat was yesterday.
You called Gary an idiot. You called him an
Gary
idiot.
called me an idiot.
You called him an idiot first.
I called him crazy.
Well, you're crazy too, so shut up.
Okay, Bobby. Enjoy your butter sticks, dude. Good luck with your
Why
journey.
don't you stick this butter sticks up your ass?
I got 4 of them, buddy.
Take that whole butter stick up your ass. Okay.
All right, buddy. We'll do.
Your ass, okay?
We'll do. I'll lube it up with I'll lube it up with the yogurt I got too.
Well, you probably use the butter for that too. You can probably.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't eat yogurt, so fine.
Well, it's fine because you're just using it as lube, so it's all good.
Jake, I got another question for you. If you only took $50 for BMAC, why didn't you take the $1,500 that they paid you before? You're a capitalist. But that was another question I have for you.
Well, see, it's a long-term thing. It's like $50 today. I don't lose any money. $1,500. What if I lose subscribers? I have to do math in my head. How much is it worth for me long term?
Yeah, that's true. Good call, Gary.
Gone, he's back tomorrow.
Gary, stick up for you, Jake. Gary, stick up for you. Hey, I'm still nice. I'm just saying.
You're pretty mean. Yes, you're pretty mean, Bobby.
I'm not raging mad. I'm just explaining that Gary B is wrong. Gary B is wrong, and Gary, my friend, is awesome. Right?
I love Gary.
Thanks,
I love
Bobby.
Gary as well. You
why didn't you call him
gotta
an
stick up for
idiot?
other Garys. I didn't call him an idiot. I don't
Yes,
agree with his
you did.
take. I called him crazy for recommending butter to be your primary source of calories, and
well, it's working for me and Metro.
It's not his primary source of calories. His primary source of calories. Jake said he's eating 7 sticks of butter a day. He's not eating 7 sticks of butter a day. His primary source of nutrients
I
is
like cottage cheese too.
turkey and chicken.
eggs.
Is butter.
Yeah, I like eggs and cottage cheese. So it's not 7 days a week. I have it 3 days a week. Okay, three.
just keep it up and make it a lifestyle, and you'll do great, Bobby.
And I'm gonna be walking on the walking pad soon when I get it next Tuesday. Okay.
Good. You tracking steps, or you're just?
Well, if you were paying attention, what you call it?
Over 2.
Yeah, you got to strike out soon. Big fella gave me a walking pad for me.
Good.
And
You're doing great, Bobby.
Gary, guess what I got yesterday? My multivitamins yesterday. See?
There you go. There you go. Vitamins are good. I
My
got no
brother
problem
got-
with that. Those are good for you.
He had to get some medicine for himself. He got acid reflux, so he had to get some there for you. No, I do like you, Gary B, but you gotta don't get mad at my friend Gary.
I got everybody ganging up at me.
Well, I'm calm. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just explaining stuff. I'm from New York too. I'm a little Irishman. When I get mad, I get mad. Okay?
I hear you.
I was born in the Bronx, moved to Queens. So
Nice.
what part of Long Island are you from?
I was in Levittown, but then.
Oh, no way! How long have you been in Levittown for?
No, I'm not in Levittown now. I think the fight over. We had more.
I used to live when I was a kid. I lived right over there. Yeah, North Wantaw Avenue.
Okay.
But like right on the Bethpage side,
So
and like across the street was like Levittown.
We're best friends again. See, look at that.
Gary, you didn't know a guy, the show. Jake, thank you for having me on. I appreciate that. Gary, understand why. Oh, Larry Romano. Oh, look who it is. It's my friend Larry Romano from Everybody Loves Raymond. How you doing? No, oh, Larry. Okay. Yeah, I'm a jerk. Okay. What are you typing in the chat? Come on and talk to me, Larry. Jake, thank you. I'm having fun today. I'm having a good day. So, yeah. Hey, Jake, are you going to the Nick game Saturday, Christmas Day, you said? Jake? Okay, let's see. Bobby, you are beautiful. Florence. Oh, I was going to call Florence Michelson. Yeah, Florence, thank you. You're beautiful, too. I read it to see how about it. I hate to see. No, you didn't watch the other show. I was ripped the other day. Me and Jake did our good stuff. We calmed down. Don't put butter in the hole. It's good. I don't put it in my hole. I tell you that much. I don't. It comes out of my hole. Bobby is a fake tough guy. Oh, John, this is the one I want to come on live with me. You type about me so much. You like to type behind that computer. Why don't you get your fat face on and talk to me, okay? Please come on and talk to me, okay? Thank you. You know, you're the one who talks to me a lot. Oh, okay, Eric. Well, Eric, you never call in anyway, so shut the hell up. Okay? You never call in. You don't. What do you bring to this channel, Eric Barty? If you want to talk to me, Eric Barty, what do you bring this? No. Oh well, yeah. I tell you why I'm hurting, M. Morris. I'm still hurting for what happened to my old show. I was rocking it. The old show. You know, I was rocking it the whole show. And then this other guy came on my show one time and then did wrong to me. Then I lost my other show. So that's the problem. Yeah. David Michelson, won't you come in and... You know, I don't like these people who type in the chat and don't show their faces. No, I have fragile feelings when I was doing such a good job on my other channel, but this guy put a picture. I'm not going to say it on Jake's show because I have respect for Jake. Oh, come on. Stop. So, yeah. No, I'm not salty today, Mo. Coochie. I like that name. Coochie. Jets Johnny. I don't remember the guy's name, but he came on my show with a pick that I'm not going to tell anybody on this show. If you want to come to my show, I will tell you about it. And I didn't. He came on my show one time before, and I didn't recognize him. Oh. Okay. Hi, Bobby Sweaty Squirrel. Hi. Yeah, I'll wait till the summer. My sweaty balls are going to start sweating. Why is it getting so hot? Oh. Hey, Jake, I didn't read his other one. Can you just bring me back to the sweaty ball ones? I didn't. Bobby, I want to look up to you. Okay, Vinny, I look up for you too. Good boy. Have a good day. Bobby, will you fit in? Yeah, I guess so, Marcelo. Yes, you could say that. Yes, I am a soft player. Bobby usually go bigger than the river flowing to the... I guess you're right, Vinny. Yes. Yeah, when I peed on the side in New York, yes. I know, Big Rush. I'm going to have my own gym in my own apartment now. I'm going to get a walking pad. Then I'd be feeling great. Freaks outdoors, that's not going to happen, FVP. Okay, that's never going to happen. Okay, I like UFPP, but that ain't gonna happen. Bobby from the Bronx. Gary. Ah, DD, yeah. Well, I wasn't a punk back then. When I grew up, I was more of a punk. Not when I was a little kid in the Bronx. But the Bronx is a tough area to live in. Yeah, it is. Bobby, I ate butter yesterday. Oh, thank you, Georgie. I love you. Tell Yvette I said hello, okay? Tell Yvette I said hello. A lot of me suffer from ED. What does ED mean? Sharon, you're right. Oh, I know. Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. Yes, that's true. I do suffer from that. Okay. That went over my head. Oh, that's a joke. That is a joke. B-Max Bounty, Dan the Jet fan. Okay, one day won't kill him, okay? But I guess I was mean to him when I said I voted for him to be banned for life. That was a cruel thing to do. I already apologized for him. Anthony, Bobby got bullied as a kid. Anthony, well, no, when I was younger, I had homeboys that used to help me out. They used to protect me. I was always the smallest one in class. Hit the like. It's free, guys. Like Rich says, hit the free. It's free to hit. J Quest, no. I told you no. I'm going to put you in the hole in my show if you shut up. No, J Quest. But I do thank you for knocking me on my ass, though. I do.
Oh no!
Yeah, I do. Jake, will you stop doing that? Brother, man, put me back. I don't like my new name. Yes. Okay. Anybody else, Jake? Can you bring me back to the other one I couldn't read before you changed me to the other one? Bobby, where is your apology? I already did, DD. I already apologized to him on the phone and text him. Okay, DD. Thank you. Okay. Bye, Jake. Mike D's nuts. I don't think can't stand me anymore, so I got to leave your show. Okay, Jake. You have a great day, Jake. You're an awesome guy. So yes, Mike D's nuts. I'm leaving. Okay. Enough screen time for Bobby. Okay. Bye now, everybody.
Now look what you've done, Bobby. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Okay, this is a good question. I think Usyk is going to win. Here's what I'm telling you not to bet on the fight. There's already talks about a trilogy, which means I think the scorecards may be a little fugazi. I think Usyk's going to win. But if you get Fury by tragedy, if you get Fury by robbery, don't be surprised. Okay? I think Usyk's going to win. But I would not bet on that fight. If you're asking me for gambling advice, I would lay off that action. I got a really weird feeling about that scorecard.
Knockouts don't matter if you land enough jabs.
What a show, people. What a show. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Kikuchi, thank you for the super chat. The Power got the super chat. I think we got to all of them. Dan wanted to know my thoughts on Texans plus 3.5. I'd take the points because the Chiefs seem to always play tight games. So you're getting points? Why not? Kikuchi, holy jump scare was Gary's face.
Howdy, y'all.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
That's a show. We're back tomorrow. Reminder, I'm on ESPN Radio from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., so I'm doing immediate reaction to the Jet game on ESPN New York. So download the ESPN New York app and listen there, or put on 880 a.m. if you're in the car. And once I'm done with radio, lucky me, I get to spend a couple more hours talking about the Jets on YouTube for our post-game show just after 8 p.m. So thank you to everyone who watched. Ladies and gentlemen, what a show. Thank you to Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 who came on. Everyone enjoy their day, all right? It's cold. Bundle up. Eat some butter. Don't have as much as Bobby does because it will kill you. But have a great day. Thank you again to everyone who supports this channel daily. Join the Patreon if you have the means to do so. It's worth it. Promise you that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. JETS. Jets, Jets, Jets.
Bobby, good morning. How are you?
First, the Jets, okay? I wanted to see what you think about the Jets draft choice, and I got a choice that you might wanted to hear from. Like Knoble from college. He's supposed to be good. He plays both ways. He's from college. Do you ever hear of the guy?
Bob, you know what? I got to be honest with you, and I thank you for the phone call. There's a lot of guys who play in college. I'm not familiar with that name that you threw out there, to be quite honest with you. You guys know who he was talking about? Because it totally escaped my mind. The two-way prospect playing Ironman football, which, like I said, not too familiar with there.
It went on so much further than I ever thought could be possible. It's some of the best shit I've ever seen.
Plenty on the table. Up to Vermont we go. It's Bob. It's the fan. What's going on, Bobby?
Hey, Moose. I heard about this player called Knoble from college. Do you ever hear Knoble from college?
No. Who's that?
His name is Knoble. He plays both ways from college.
No, I don't know who you're talking about.
You never heard of Knoble?
No. And Bob, thanks a lot for the call. It's been forever.
There were two listeners of mine who called WFAN asking two separate hosts if the Jets should take Knoble, and each host was like, they were stumped. They're like, I haven't done enough draft prep. I'm unaware. And they're reciting lines from the show.
John and Seaford, what's up, bud?
A lot of these Jets fans out there want Brock Bowers.
Yes, that is the sexy name surrounding the Jets.
I think the three options you go, O-line, receiver, or if Knoble out of college is there, you got to take Knoble. 5'7", 198, plays both sides of the ball. Not sure if you know him. Mel Kiper had him top 15 pick. What are your thoughts on Knoble?
I don't know him that well. I'll be totally honest with you. Bro, I got to do more draft prep. You said he plays both sides of the ball. Makes me think, who plays both sides of the ball in the NFL?
On the 2022 draft pick, the pick goes to Knoble out of college.
I don't even know how you do a straight face with that. I would lose it. I would blow the gig. I start laughing. Kudos to Jay Quest. Kudos.
Look, guys, I don't know how else to say this. Fact of the matter is the team has almost no chance to win this week unless you click on the like button. Also, be sure you're subscribed to the Jake Asman Show. Let's do this. Go Jets.